Listen to me because I'm only going to say something to you once. My name is Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso, and I'm here to tell you something that's been simmering in my heart and in the hearts of millions in the continent of Africa. We are weary of keeping quiet. We are weary of kneeling down. We are weary of having foreign powers treat our continent like a playground. A few days ago, there was a message that was shared. Words they say were uttered by Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister. They claim he warned African leaders to keep in line or else. Whether he actually said it, I don't care. The message was loud and it was clear. Some believe they can still threaten us, intimidate us, and lord it over us. Well, I have a message of my own, and I'm saying it loud and clear. Not only to Netanyahu, but to anyone who believes Africa is theirs to intimidate. We are not your colony. We are not your pawns. We are sovereign. And we will stand up for our freedom with everything we've got. Let me return to that point. In Ouagadougou, our capital, I addressed the cameras, the media, and my nation. The hall was packed, and you could sense the tension in the air. Everybody waited to hear what I would say. I had no script. I didn't need one. When you're speaking truthfully, the words just come from the heart. I looked into the camera and I spoke directly to Netanyahu. I declared, we are no longer colonies. We are sovereign nations. If any foreign leader thinks they can bully Africa into submission, they are seriously mistaken. The room fell silent. You could hear the weight of those words drop over everyone. But I was just getting started. I leaned forward and said, let me make this crystal clear to you, Mr. Netanyahu. Burkina Faso doesn't respond to Tel Aviv. We don't respond to Washington. We don't respond to any power that believes it can buy us or bomb us into submission to get what it demands. I said what I meant. This wasn't all about Israel. This was about every country that's ever attempted to dominate Africa, plunder our resources, or mute our citizens. I concluded with a warning. If you come for one of us, you come to all of us. Africa is not yours to threaten. You might be wondering why I chose to speak out in that way. Why not just stay silent like past leaders have done? Why not send a nice letter or make a phone call behind closed doors? Because that's not me. That's not what Burkina Faso stands for anymore. And that's not what Africa needs. For far too long, our continent has been treated as a place where powerful countries can do whatever they want. They've taken our gold, our diamonds, our oil. They've sketched lines on our maps, separated our people from each other, and instructed us on how to live. Even when we fought for independence, they kept coming in with cash, threats, or soldiers to keep us under control. I'm done with it. My people are done with it. Africa is done with it. When I heard of Netanyahu's so-called warning, it was not merely an insult to me or Burkina Faso. It was an insult to all Africans who have ever dreamed of a free, proud, and united continent. I had to protest. They expect us to be silent. They expect us to be cringing, to bow our heads, to say yes, sir. But I'm not that kind of leader. I'm here to fight. For my people, for our dignity, and for our future. And I know I am not alone. When I spoke, something incredible occurred. My words didn't stay inside that room in Ouagadougou. They went viral. People started sharing the video of my speech. On X, Telegram, WhatsApp, everywhere. Millions of people watched it within hours. Not only in Burkina Faso but all over Africa and the world. Young people in Mali, peasants in Niger, students in Guinea, activists in South Africa. They all heard my voice and they felt it. They were not just hearing me. They were hearing their own dreams, their own anger, their own hopes. In Mali, my brother, Colonel Imi Goita, shared the clip on social media. In Guinea, Madi Doumbouya stood and said he's with me. Across Telegram channels, people started using hashtags like Africa will not bow, and we stand with Traore. Those words weren't slogans. They were a battle cry. They were an indication that Africa is waking up. We're no longer a group of nations. We're a family. And when one of us is threatened, we all stand as one. Let me say what sovereignty to me means. It's not a fancy word you read in books. It's the right to make our own decisions. It's the right to determine who comes into our land, who drills our resources, and who we collaborate with. It's the right to stand tall and say, this is our home, and we decide what happens here. Too long, foreign powers have treated Africa as a chessboard. They make their moves, soldiers, money, companies, and expect us to sit quietly as they play their game. No more. In Burkina Faso, we're reclaiming our sovereignty. We're saying no to foreign bases on our territory. We're saying no to deals that keep our people poor but others rich. We're saying no to threats that seek to bully us into submission. And we're not alone. Across the Sahel, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, we're coming together in unity. We call it the Sahel Alliance. And it's about standing up for each other, defending each other, and building a future where Africa decides for itself. You may be thinking, haven't African leaders ever made declarations like this before? Sure, some have. But this moment is different. Why? Because the world is on the move. And Africa is moving with it. For years, we've been told to wait our turn, to obey other people's rules. But now, we're creating our own rules. France used to have a tight grip on countries such as mine. They had bases, controlled our economies, and acted like they owned us. But we pushed them away. Mali did that. Niger did that. Burkina Faso did that. And we're not finished. When I protested Netanyahu, I wasn't talking to one man or one nation. I was talking to every nation that ever looked at Africa and saw a place to exploit. I was talking to the leaders who think they can bully us with sanctions, bombs, or threatening words. I was telling them that Africa is rising and we are no longer intimidated. My speech wasn't irresponsible. It was necessary. It was a wake-up call to the world that we're not to just survive. We're here to thrive, build, lead. You know what's humorous? After I spoke, Israel's government remained silent. No statement, no word, nada. That silence is louder than any speech. It tells me they weren't ready for someone like me to stand up and call them out. They're used to African leaders being quiet, being nice, not rocking the boat. But I'm not here to play nice. I'm here to speak the truth, whoever it makes uncomfortable. The Western media, they don't even scratch the surface of the story. They didn't want to give it coverage because it doesn't fit the narrative. They want to continue technically painting Africa as a place that's weak, divided and dependent. But we're shifting the narrative. Every time someone posts my speech, every time a hashtag trends, every time another African leader stands with me, we're recoding the story of our continent. We're opening up to the world who we are. I never wanted to be a symbol. I'm just a guy from Burkina Faso fighting for my people. But if I look at what the messages are coming through from kids, from elders, from mothers and fathers across Africa, then I realize that this is bigger than me. People are calling me a voice of the continent, a symbol of revolt. They see me standing up against great leaders like Netanyahu, and it provides them with hope. It tells them that we do not have to fear. I'm not doing it for fame or attention. I'm doing it because I believe in Africa. I believe in our history, our power, our future. I believe in the aspirations of our ancestors who fought for freedom. I believe in the youth who are willing to build a new Africa, one where we don't beg for leftovers but dine at the table as equals. Let me tell you something about the Sahel Alliance, because this is where the future starts. Burkina. We're uniting not just as neighbors, but as brothers. We're forming an alliance that states if you attack one of us, you attack all of us. We're exchanging resources, exchanging ideas, exchanging power. We're announcing to the world that Africa can stand on its own 2 feet. This isn't just about fighting off threats. It's about making something new. We want our schools where our children are learning our history, not other people's. We want our hospitals that save lives, not abandoned buildings. We want economies that lift up our people, not foreign businesses that extract our wealth. The Sahel Alliance is just the beginning. I dream of a day when all of Africa stands united. North, south, east, west as one. To the leaders out there who still believe they can dominate Africa, listen to me now. Your time is over. We're not your backyard. We're not your resource bank. We're not your punching bag. If you believe you can threaten us, bribe us, or intimidate us, you've got another thing coming. Africa is awakening, and we're remembering who we are. We're the sons and daughters of kings and queens, warriors and artisans. We're the future, and we're prepared to defend it. To my African brothers and sisters, this is our time. Don't be afraid. Don't let others dictate to you. We can't do it. Post this message. Stand up in your communities. Insist on your rights. Stand up for leaders who serve you, not foreign powers. Together we can build an Africa that's strong, proud, and free. Some will tell me my words were too blunt, too bold. They will tell me I'm picking a fight we can't win. To them, I say silence is the greatest risk. To let everybody trample over us is the real danger. I stood up because I believe in my people. I believe in our right to be free, to be able to make our own decisions, to decide our own future. If that puts some people on edge, so be it. I'm not here to be friends with those who show no respect towards us. I'm here to battle for what's right.